Yes, no?
We're adjourned.
Or adjourned?
Yeah,
Motion to adjourn, Brian.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? We adjourn poll. Call the Historical Commission to order. Everyone have your minutes?
Do you have minutes over there? Do you need to read minutes?
She has them, I sent them to you.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't know, for some reason I couldn't read them on my phone or on my computer. It said something about zip.
Can you read them now?
No, I
Seriously?
can't read them.
No? I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Okay.
See if that works. Yeah. Okay.
Is she still there?
Yeah, how do I get back there? Okay, good, you're still there, so I'm gonna send you the thing.
Okay.
An email or text?
Email.
Okay. All right, let's figure this out.
Okay, Jan Tracy is ill, so that's why she's not here tonight. FaceTime, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, here it comes.
Okay, hopefully I'll get it.
Yep.
If not, next time, Jerry, I can send it in the document in the.
Yeah, but I couldn't open the document to read
No,
it.
but I can send it in the body of the email is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you can't open it.
I'm wondering
But
why it
let us
says
know.
paused.
Okay.
It just may be because it's a phone and it won't take, I mean, it's, it's a whole page.
Just wondering, can you see me anymore?
No, because I have you on my inbox waiting for your,
Oh, that's why. Okay, good, good.
waiting for your email, and I
Okay.
don't
Are
see
you
it.
going to ask if anyone's taping?
I was waiting till everyone finished reading their minutes.
Okay.
It might be faster for you to just read the whole thing.
We were saddened to hear of the death of Diane Dupree with a Y.
I know I found that out afterwards, but I was looking for an obituary and I couldn't find it.
Isn't she,
Oh, for Diane?
didn't she donate a lot of things recently to us?
Yes,
Yes,
yes, she was the one that did all the books that
books,
we
a
have.
bunch of books. It was in the stand, I saw it in the Standard.
You did?
Mm.
Okay. I'll do it again.
Who died?
Diane Dupre.
Diane
Diane
Dupree?
Dupree?
Oh, she gave a talk for us, didn't
Yes, she did.
Well, she gave us all the
The
books by
Yes,
Thaddeus.
my gosh.
And she was on the first historical commission too.
She was.
Yep,
Not the very first
Before
group,
my
but during the bicentennial.
and she was on the Bicentennial Commission, and she was on the Historical Commission, I think, shortly after that, 76.
Well, I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
So just,
I can assure you that there are no errors except I misspelled Diane's last name.
We were saddened.
Wait a minute, Joan found something else.
Same sentence, we were saddened.
ED, I forgot the ED on saddened. All in the same line too.
I wonder, maybe I didn't come to this meeting. I don't know. Check.
Did we lose her?
No, you're still here, right?
yeah, I'm still here. I just have you, I have it on my inbox so I can see when your picture comes through.
I didn't come to this meeting. I was wrong, Nancy. I wasn't at that meeting. I had something else that night.
I think you,
I wasn't at that meeting November 20th.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't have you on this one either, okay.
So I make a motion to accept the minutes
Correct.
as corrected.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. And I need to ask, is anybody recording the meeting besides Lake Camp?
No, but we
No.
have FaceTime on, so.
Yeah, I
FaceTime
mean, I
doesn't
guess we should
record.
mention that we are connected to Jerry Taylor by the electronic device.
FaceTiming me.
Okay, treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report. We had a $23.87 electric bill from Middleborough Gas and Electric. I submitted a bill for $4.78 to Winberg's, and I hope they've been paid. And Nancy, did you get your wreath money?
Yes, I did. The reimbursement.
$130. That was Christmas wreaths for the townhouse. So our balance is $4,321.73. The $3,800 is still in there for the ramp. And the Historical Commission is still $500. And the scholarship, as of October 31st, when I get home I'll update that, is $3,000 for the non-expendable amount, and the expendable amount is $883.62.
I move we accept the treasurer's report as presented.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to accept the report.
Correspondence?
Correspondence, we have some correspondence here. Basically concerning the railroad going through to the Bedford and Fall River.
We have a memorandum from the accounting office from Todd Hassix, who is the town accountant, and just discussing the fact that the 3 to 4 week period beginning January 17th, Lori Catalano will be unavailable due to a planned leave, and so payroll timesheets have to be forwarded to someone else. Payment of vendor invoices may be delayed. An accounting copy of your turnover of department receipts should continue to be sent to the accounting office. But none of this, other than the balance of our accounts, would affect us because we don't have anything that's pending payment. Okay?
Okay.
Then we have a notification from the Mass Historical Commission about the 41st Annual Preservation Awards. We have a notification of round 25 of the Mass Preservation Projects Grant. We have the American Gravestone Quarterly Fall 2018 Volume 42, Number 3 issue of their magazine. We have 3 letters from Mass Historical and the Department of the Army Corps of Engineers. The first one is December 18th and has to do with project, South Coast Rail Project, and the part that impacts us is the Cedar Swamp, Sonnet Cedar Swamp in Lakeville, the section. The second letter was January 10th, and it basically explained to Ms. Newman of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers that there were certain inserts to because there was a previous agreement in 2013 about the area, an SHPO, and so all the inserts are here. And then we received a certified mail return request from Department of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers with highlighted maps and the reviewing of the proposal project phase 1. So all of that is available for anyone who wants to see it. We've kind of, it's a lot to read into the minutes.
Is that in response to the letter that we sent?
you
or-
do it?
Well, we've been getting letters back and forth, so,
Yeah.
Over a
yeah.
long time period of time.
It tells us basically, I think, what they want done. They want more documentation, I think, is what it comes down to.
From us to
Yeah.
confirm things, yeah.
So that
Do we
is the
have it?
correspondence.
Do we have
Well-
documentation, or?
I mean, Nancy's read it twice. It's,
They're just very
want to
sensitive.
summarize it a little bit?
Basically, Mass Historical Commission is very concerned about Myrex, the Cedar Swamp, and the third property. Dayton, the Fall River, New Bedford, with the Maine and everything, but it's Fall River places of viewing or something like that. And we're not really familiar with the other two, but ours is Sonnet Cedar Swamp. Basically, they don't want the Army Corps of Engineers to not keep part of their agreement from a few years back. And they also are very concerned about the sensitivity of the archaeology sites and things like that. And also noise and vibration in Dayton and in Fall River, or even in the Cedar Swamp too. So, I mean, it's a series of other things that still, it doesn't sound like anything's going to happen until this phase 1.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
they sound that they're coming back very strong
Good.
in terms of protecting the area and everything. So that is
We can
good.
feel it when the train goes through it now.
Can you?
And you don't live that close. Yeah, I know. It does vibrate the ground, doesn't it? That's true.
We can hear the noise, and then we can kind of feel it come through, yeah.
So you can imagine, and that's just that's without the upgrade or anything.
Right.
It's
Right.
funny because actually from outside something, I can actually hear a train whistling. I don't know what crossing, but there are no railroad tracks near me at all.
Yeah,
So
And
it
I
would
can hear
have
them
to
over
be.
towards North
Yeah.
Lakeville somewhere. So
Yeah.
they're going your way.
yeah.
But we hear them, when the wind's blowing over our Swampset Pond, we can hear the commuter rail,
Wow.
Okay.
but on certain days.
Let
but
me
not every-
kind of quickly explain here. There was 2 archaeological digs done in the 1930s in a Sonnet Cedar Swamp. They went to a museum in Andover, the artifacts. We notified Mass Historical, of what had happened concerning the railroad project. Apparently they made contact with those people, and they had an archaeological dig done in an extended area in a Sonnet Cedar Swamp. And that's been done, it was done by, I think, by a private company in Rhode Island.
So was that recently?
Yeah, within the last year, we've heard about it.
Wow.
And I talked to somebody named Barbara. I'm not sure now, from the company. And I told her that on the Fall River branch, there was a cemetery over Adams Road or Lane. And she did not know about it. And so our request to them was the railroad people want to eliminate the crossing to the cemetery,
At grade.
the grade crossing. And so the issue is, what do we do to get to the cemetery? All right? And so this lady named Barbara from that company that does archaeological surveys was going to check with people. And apparently there's been a miscommunication and we've got to follow up. That's what I would say.
They suggested building a bridge over the railroad tracks
That
to
was
get
one
to the
of the-
cemetery.
But I don't think the railroad people want to do that
No.
because it's going to be an expensive thing.
Also
Well, you
has to
couldn't
be
get
made-
machinery to the cemetery anyway for maintenance.
You need to get the grass cut
That's
and
right.
maybe sometimes trees removed.
That's right.
So you need some kind of
I mean,
crossing,
It's grade,
and they don't want a grade
we
crossing.
do not.
So that's the issue that we have to figure on. Plus, we have to keep track of the 2 archaeological digs in a sonnet swamp in Lakeville. Do you have any comments, Jerry?
No, I just, want to see as much of this cemetery preserved, or the way to the cemetery
Access?
possible. Yes, access to the cemetery.
Well, I had
Protected.
told this lady, Barbara, how to get to the cemetery, and I think she did eventually find it.
It's not that easy to find.
Not easy to find, no. I haven't been there in years. And so it's something to work on.
Should we go? Unfinished business?
So where do we go from here?
Well, we gotta get the name of the company in Rhode Island that did the archaeological dig and that was reporting to the, what was the federal agency that was mentioned in the report there? The railroad?
The only federal thing that they described was a historic, National Historic Preservation Act.
Well, I think it was the first letter.
Jonathan Patton, staff archaeologist.
Okay, that's the
Preservation plan.
state
This
archaeology people, but there's a federal agency that's responsible for the railroad going through.
What's the Corps of Army Engineers?
Yeah, the Corps, yep.
Corps of Army Engineers.
Corps of Army Engineers. Maybe we gotta be in touch with them and follow up and follow through. Okay, unfinished business? Long-range plans, projects, and area recognition. Anybody have any comments?
Nothing further at this time.
Well, I was thinking in terms of the Betty's Neck area. There's something there called Hand and Foot Rock, and there's the foundation of T.V. Lima's house that's still there, sitting on the ground. And I've never been to it, but there was another house further in that I've never been to the site of. And maybe we should consider, documenting them, or, I'm not sure, just to mention that something should be done.
Okay.
There are 5 rocks that have handprint. They're called pictographs as opposed to pictographs. And there's 2 in Lakeville and 3 in Middleborough. All right? The second one in Lakeville is sort of like in back of the railroad station somewhere. And the 3 in Middleborough, they're all kind of like almost on a line. I wouldn't say it's the exact line, but it runs north. And each rock has a handprint pecked into it. And, it's part of our Native American history and artifacts. It should be remembered.
And
I think the Betty's Neck area is in what was called the town forest. Anybody got anything else? Ongoing items, townhouse?
Okay, the ramp is is ongoing as soon as the weather warms up.
Are we going to, hear about, anything from Dan Kassiri? Is that under this, or?
Yeah. It's under Native American statute, which is
Oh,
on, towards the end
Okay,
of the
I don't have
agenda.
a copy of the
Okay, scholarship?
agenda.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Cemeteries?
The granite post and rod fence is back up between Precinct and Thompson Hill, on the line where it used to be.
Oh, good.
We got the old granite posts and rods from the Lions Club and put them back where they came from.
Oh, nice.
And we gave the Lions Club a nice new white vinyl fence in return.
Well, that's fair.
Wow.
Yep.
Has that been installed?
Hmm?
That was installed, right? Yeah.
Okay, Lakeville Perspectives Programs and Archaeology Month.
Nothing at this time.
Okay, I go to the meetings of the Dartmouth Historical Society. They're on Sundays. And they recently had a speaker. His name is Richard Giffen. He's an attorney. And he did a program on 3 Indian churches, was the title of it. Now, one was in Dartmouth, one in Westport, and one in Little Compton, Rhode Island. And it was about these 3 Indian churches, basically in the time after King Philip's War. And I was thinking of possibly him being a speaker for Archaeology Month here, because we had a praying Indian meeting house here in town at Betty's Neck. I don't think there's anything left on the ground, found. There could be, but I haven't, haven't looked. So Richard Gifford, and I think he would be an appropriate speaker. He did a fine job.
There was a big article about him in the Standard Times, and it sounded really interesting,
Yeah,
really
I
interesting.
mean, he mentioned at least 50 Native Americans by name and where their houses were.
That's amazing.
And he mentioned there was an Indian by the name of Alderman who allegedly got King Philip's hand, after the war, the last battle. And he pointed out on maps where Alderman's house was in Westport. And I had no idea where Alderman lived. All the Indians down in that way joined with the colonists against the Wampanoags.
God.
And he knew, where their houses were, where they were buried. It was very fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Sounds very interesting.
He's a lawyer in Westport.
I don't know where he is a lawyer, but I know that he's an attorney, and his name is Richard Gifford. And he's a member of the Westport Historical, too, and done other projects. And he used a lot of Bristol County court cases to document what he was talking about.
Wow.
So he did extensive research.
When would we want him again?
October.
October. Want me to track him down? Ask
Sure.
him? Okay.
Find out what his fee is.
Veterans Cannon Honor Roll bricks.
We're still waiting on the cannon.
So we don't have any bricks, but I do have a really rough draft thing I wrote for the salute to those who serve. I'd love to get your thoughts on. Are we on that one? We can do that one now, right?
Right.
This is really rough. I actually sent it to Jerry, who is much better at writing.
Yes, but I couldn't read it because it said zip. I don't know what
Oh,
that is.
really?
I put
Oh,
everything I possibly could.
wow. It was just two simple documents.
I
Okay.
know, but for some reason it was all
Huh.
blurry. I couldn't read it
But-
at all.
Okay, let me take a picture of this and text it to you. It might be easier that way. Don't want to leave you out of everything.
Ooh,
What? Could you read it?
I got your minutes. The information
Oh.
transmitted is intended only for the person or entity to which it is addressed and may contain personal
Oh, yeah, every message says that.
information.
Yep.
App to download. Let me see if I can get it.
So I just emailed you then this article too. See if that, I'll text too and see if it gets to you.
Okay.
Do you have any changes?
What are you gonna put for a photo? Do you remember we had that photo that we had of Mr. Shing at the dedication of the walkway?
Oh, nice, that would be great.
I think you took a picture of it. I think it might be in your camera.
Yeah,
'cause I brought all those
probably is here.
pictures to your
I
house that
probably
day.
have it here,
But I
yeah.
think we have it.
Yep, let's look.
'Cause we-
Yeah,
we
great
took-
idea. I have a lot of those pictures still. That's a good idea.
That would be 2 years ago, wouldn't it?
3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Okay, so my memory is a little, let's see here, my memory on my phone too. All of it. Let's see, all photos, it'll be easier. Did you get it, Jerry?
Yes, I do. Now, can they purchase a brick for anyone, or do they have to be a Lakeville?
No,
It
anyway.
can be
Well,
anyone.
anyone.
Yeah, it can be anyone.
It can be anyone?
Yep.
Okay, so they don't have to be enlisted from Lakeville or a resident of Lakeville?
Nope.
or-
That's the honor roll.
Okay.
These are all mixed.
Well, it's always nice that if you can include a veteran, you know, there's no harm in somebody, you know, buying a brick for a veteran who is deceased and can't buy their own brick.
Yeah. It's here somewhere, I just saw it like,
Because we made copies of a lot of things that day.
we did, yeah. Let's see.
That sentence that says bricks are
Yes, that's what I
installed
was just going to mention.
Yeah,
before
yeah.
2 times.
So it should be eliminate before.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
eliminate before.
yeah.
Are installed 2 times during the year, prior to Memorial Day and prior to Veterans Day.
That's great.
Yes,
I figured it was a
exactly.
short one. And then I do have
Yeah.
the list of other things we're just waiting on for the book. We have to do the veterans. The
Part of your
veterans is so
packet,
hard
there's
to
a thing
do.
that says who is doing what.
Is this where I would ask Nancy to put in the newspaper an article asking for people who may have had a father or brother in a war
Yeah, they are.
and their memories? Because I've only gotten that one, that lady in Middleborough.
Kathleen, in your packet,
Yeah.
there's this thing here and it shows who's doing. I
Oh, yeah,
photocopied- I
yeah,
copied that in the
exactly, yep. Do you know which one it is?
Okay, so go this way.
Do you have me on pause?
Yeah, I do. Yep, we're looking for a picture.
Okay.
We did save some, I think, on my
That's- yeah, no, that's not
husband's
it.
thing, too. I think there's more, there might be more. Let's see. Well, we only really did it one day,
We only
right?
did it one day,
Yeah,
so
it
they
would have
should be
been that
there.
day. I might have some on my husband's computer, but I don't know if I did that. I think I just used this.
So that'd be 2015,
What are we looking for?
picture of
A
Mr.
picture.
Shrink and
So
a
I
veteran.
only have 29. We only did it twice, 2 orders in.
2 orders.
That's what I found, 2
First
orders.
order and the second order was the one we just put in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so then
yeah.
it would have been,
Yeah, and I'll count them too, to make sure that it's 29 that are installed.
I have those pictures anyway.
Okay,
So we
we'll
can,
get
we
it,
can do
okay.
them anyway.
All right.
Okay, inventory?
I'm not having paused anymore. Can you see us?
Let's see.
There we go.
Yep.
Oh, great, okay, good. Okay.
I'm still working on the cemeteries.
Okay.
Did you hear me ask for a newspaper article, Nancy,
Yes.
about asking
for
for
any relative,
people who have
You
a
still want-
relative in a war that might have some memories?
this is from the children's perspective, still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, as they were children, were they children at the time, teenagers, whatever they remember of their parent or sibling or,
Okay.
Relative?
175th anniversary. Nothing, just to keep it,
9 years.
to prepare for it.
Did you talk about the money last time?
Yes, we
that,
did.
Okay, good.
Basically, our consensus was that the group might want to plan their own event, and so hold on to the money until
Yep.
28.
Good, great, perfect. That's good.
All right, Index of history, I'm still working on that. 90% complete. Trip,
We postponed that till spring. This is to Canton, the Paul Revere
Right.
site.
yeah, this is to Canton to the Paul Revere site.
It's pretty fascinating when you look it up online and read about it.
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah. They have so much money, it's crazy.
Okay, Native American statue.
I think that this is one of the things that we need to really work on this year, to get some information.
Well, I should mention that I have a phone number for a lady who, from the Greater New Bedford, well, it's a Greater New Bedford religious group. And I think her first name is Pam, and I have a phone number, not with me. And she coordinates things to, with the Native American peoples of the New Bedford area. So I was, thinking that, we get in touch with her and see if we can, get in touch with Indians and, keep this thing moving about the statue. Greater New Bedford Council of Churches, I think is the name of the group she's a member of. And,
Is that Pam Cole?
Hmm?
Is that Pam Cole?
Might be.
Oh, we know.
We know
Pam
her,
Cole.
yeah.
Yeah,
She's a minister.
yeah, she was over
Yeah.
there for a while, yeah.
Okay, it's
Okay.
probably
Oh,
her.
interesting.
Well,
She does a lot with the Quaker Meeting House over there. Is she a Quaker?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean,
Is she a Quaker now?
She might be a
Yeah.
Quaker
She might
now.
be a
She
Quaker
wasn't
now.
one.
She
I don't
wasn't.
know. I mean, I just know that her name, I think I've met her over the
I
years.
think we know her.
Yeah, a contact person.
Mhm, Great.
So were we going to call the Bureau of Indian
Yeah.
Affairs
This is one of my projects for this.
and see what they think of this too?
Yeah, see if we can get some input, maybe somebody wants to talk to us about it, or
That'd be
talk
great.
to all of us.
Well,
about
it should be explained that Dan's idea is to bring people together,
Right,
you know, and like heal the wounds or whatever, and it's not to draw people apart
Yeah.
right.
with the statue of John Sassaman.
Or
Whoever,
some other,
yeah.
Or, you know,
Right,
they-
someone
somehow,
else.
an
Yeah.
appropriate memorial. Anybody else got any other comments on that? Other comments? Anything else under unfinished business? New business? Demolition sign-offs? Gifts?
there were no demolition sign-offs. There were no demolition sign-offs.
Okay.
May I ask what happened to the Elliott's barn?
Nothing so, right now, I wrote a letter and dropped it off at the building inspector's office requesting that we be able to document the building with measurements and photography before it's demolished, which is what we had talked about doing,
Elliott Farm.
barn.
The barn.
But
The barn.
the big barn at the White Farm.
What it is they
Right.
received a grant to expand their business, and one of the things is a refrigeration unit. And because the foundation is a fieldstone foundation, the unit won't support the structure. So they're going to demolish it
Wow,
and recreate it somehow, so it appears to be
yeah,
still a barn, I guess.
Yeah.
And so
interesting,
we're gonna go in and do the,
yeah,
almost like a walkthrough before demolition, but it's not on our inventory.
yeah.
Gifts, we have no gifts.
Other new business?
Yeah, 2019 is the 100th anniversary of a number of events, and one of them is in Boston. It was the molasses flood.
Molasses.
Yeah,
It was just the
Yeah,
other day.
today.
And so there's a whole bunch of other things. The NFL, it's 100 years old. The Grand Canyon National Park's 100 years old. Children's Book Week.
Wow.
The U.S. Rejected the Treaty of Versailles.
I just heard something in
The
the radio
19th
that
Amendment.
was 100
The
years old.
19th Amendment. And then it's the quadricentennial of the arrival of slaves in American colonies in August of 1619
Wow.
from a ship called the White Lion, which gives me goosebumps thinking about that. And then it's also the first circumnavigation of the globe by Fernando de Magellan.
It was the 100th anniversary of
400.
400, okay.
And then in June 25th, it was the bicentennial of Thomas Jefferson forming the University of Virginia. So those are just some, there's a lot of 50th, 20, and stuff like that too, but these are the big
The
ones. But
major
the
ones.
molasses
Yeah,
Molasses flood 100
flood
years
was
ago.
21 people. They're talking about a monument, actually 21 steps or I don't want to say stepping stones, but something like that will be with the people's names on them. It only took 100 years to come up with the idea to do that, so I mean,
Okay.
amazing.
Next week at the Lakeville Historical Society meeting, the speaker is going to be on Boston. And he's going to mention the molasses flood event. So anybody that wants to learn more about that could come to the senior center next Wednesday night at 7 and hear about Boston's history.
and I think he's going to be talking about some other topics too, but it all has to do with the 100 years of,
Yeah.
since things have happened, so.
And 100 years ago, too, I heard in the news this morning, the prohibition went into effect. And it only lasted a year. I think that was the 18th Amendment. Isn't that funny? And it lasted a
Wow.
year. I didn't know that. I should have remembered that.
No, I couldn't have told you the
19.
date, no.
We weren't here.
Yeah. I can't imagine that, though.
But you could still get a drink in Lakeville, I'm sorry.
Could you?
Yes.
How?
We had our own rules.
alive then.
Yeah, but I've heard all the stories.
Related to people who were.
That's good.
Our next meeting,
One thing, I had gotten a notice that there was an open meeting law, presentation on January 23rd.
Right.
I won't be there. Do I need to let
you have to come back here.
Lorraine Carboni know?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I won't either. Bob's got an
Kathleen has an
appointment.
alternative way of taking the test though, right?
Well,
the
open meeting, I only
Oh.
did the sexual harassment training at
Oh,
work.
I see, okay.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
So this,
Open meeting.
I don't know if they'll have like a catch-up day for people who were unable to,
Unable to do it.
yeah.
I'll be with you, Jerry, because I can't go either.
Okay. So you want me to get in touch with Lorraine about that?
Yes.
Lorraine Carboni,
Are
ask
you
her?
doing 3 to 5? Right.
All right,
Okay,
another
for
thing to
me and
mention-
Kathleen.
Another thing to mention is that the Master Plan Implementation Committee had a meeting, or a seminar, I think it was in November, and they talked about, planning for Lakeville. And there's going to be one on cultural resources coming up probably early February, the first Saturday possibly. And that includes historical and open space and things of that nature, cultural resources. So it'll be at the library. I think it's a Saturday morning, 10 to 12, and townspeople are invited. Any other business?
Our next meeting, we moved our meeting to the 13th. So it's going to be February 13th, Jerry?
I still won't be here, so we'll have to do the same thing, okay? And I will get the reports from Todd Hassett by email.
I've given everybody an updated, I'll snail mail you the rest of this stuff, okay?
Okay.
And, or I'll try sending it in the body, but I have an updated sheet, because we had decided on, some months we had 2 choices for when to meet, so I've given you a revised copy of that.
Okay. Oh, and did Rita get the budget that I submitted to Lorraine Carboni?
Yes, I believe she did.
Okay. Because you had asked me for that. I had done that before I left.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
I make a
So
motion.
moved.
I second.
Me too.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries that we are adjourned.